morning everyone. I hope you're all well. Today I wanted to cover a quite an important topic that is very important to me, which is mental health. I was diagnosed with mental health some time ago. I've been having ups and downs, and what I wanted to do today was to share with you all what I do on a daily basis to keep me happy, I'd say, busy, and what helps me basically going on. Mental health is one of those things that is not really taken too seriously, unfortunately, nowadays, and I really wish we would speak more openly about it. So with this video, I'm going to have a little chat with you, share with you all of the ins and tips of what I'm doing currently, what helps me, and then I will show you as well what I'm doing again. So I will just show to you what works for me. One thing that I wanted to clarify is that this is in no way any medical advice. This is my personal point of view. It's just what I do to keep myself happy when I'm overwhelmed, when the anxiety kicks in and anything like that. So it's just what I do, and I hope by sharing this that it would help you, and that we can maybe, be happier going ahead together. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a bit of a background. I've always been a very sensitive person. Every member of my family always makes fun of me whenever we watch a movie, a cartoon, or anything. I always end up crying. I'm very sensitive. I cry for anything. I cannot watch Got Talent because some things are so touchy that they really get me crying for hours, and they really put me in a bad mood. And then I had, unfortunately, a lot of things going on, so I had a lot to deal with. And by dealing with everything, all of the stress, all of the anxiety, the feeling overwhelmed, the feeling tired of having to deal with everything, unfortunately, has triggered some intrusive thoughts, and that's what scared me the most. I felt physically sick. I felt like puking. My legs were giving on me. I was sweating, and I felt guilty, and I started crying, saying to myself, what's going on? Am I going crazy? Am I a bad person? Why am I thinking this? So when this happened, I went to my GP, my doctor. They didn't really ask much. They just gave me antidepressants and sent me away to do a self-referral to the talking therapy, something like talking therapy with NHS. I didn't take the antidepressants because I know people that did became dependent on it, so basically they cannot live without it, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to get to that point. So I left the antidepressants to the side. I tried doing some meditation, distract myself by organizing holidays and doing things like this, but I had a major challenge, which was that the one or two people I needed support from weren't supportive. They wouldn't believe that I was going through something. They would give me answers which would affect me even more. So I got worse. I tried to start with the NHS talking therapy, which takes ages, unfortunately. You refer yourself, and then you get, I think, 6 sessions, depending whether they do an assessment. You do an assessment online, and then they see, depending on what comes back, who basically they give you priorities or not. So mine took a couple of months. There's other people that did theirs and it took months after, like ages. So that really wasn't too helpful, but I did get that eventually. The only thing is that I didn't have a great experience. The therapist I got spoke to me twice. I was supposed to have 6 sessions. At the 3rd session, she said there was nothing wrong with me. We didn't need to speak anymore, and she ended the sessions. I then felt extremely bad, extremely overwhelmed, and they sent me a feedback form, and I did say how I felt, and then they called me again, saying that they wanted to have another session. And at that point, call me childish, call me whatever you like, I said no, I'm sorry, but so there was nothing wrong with me when you called me last time. How, you're calling me now just because I gave you a bad feedback? Doesn't work like that, no. So I then spoke to my manager at work, and she was amazing. She gave me the number of helpline at work. I spoke to someone immediately. They did give me the relevant information. So there is immediate, if you're at risk, or if you have, if you feel that you're too overwhelmed, that you might do something silly or you might hurt somebody, there are numbers there. There are emergency numbers. If you are or feel at risk, which I will share with you, you can call the Samaritans, you can call the NHS 111. So there are other options there. But for what I had, it wasn't that bad. So I needed more of a talking therapy. So when I spoke to my, when I had the assessment at work, they then sent me they sent me back to my GP, who assessed me again, and they found that I had quite a lot of things. There was depression, anxiety, stress, and they did stress me on taking the antidepressants, which I started at that point because I was scared, and I was really upset with myself. Why am I feeling like this? I'm a strong person. Why am I failing? There was a lot, and the main worry was that I wasn't fit enough to look after my children. That's a lot. That says a lot about you. So what happened then next? I decided to get the help from work and start private therapy, which not everybody can afford. I am. It's all sponsored by work. My job is like, my place of work is really good. They really take care of their employees. So it's all expenses. Everything is taken care by them. I started seeing a therapist, and the first thing that I asked her, I remember as if it was yesterday, am I going crazy? Can you tell me if I'm going crazy? And I remember that day, I remember that since I started feeling like this, I hadn't cried. I had this anxiety, I had these panic attacks, but the more I wanted to cry, the more it wasn't coming. So the moment I sat down on that sofa and I looked at her and I said, am I crazy? Am I going crazy? Is there something wrong with me? And she said, no, you're not. I burst out crying, and I think it was like tears, hold up tears for like months. And I felt this immediate relief, but I felt immediately better. Then, well, I'm continuing with therapy, but the downside of antidepressants was that I was sleeping during the day, not at night. Overthinking, all of that was still there. So the antidepressant doesn't help you with that. Talking therapy helps. That's the main thing that helped me. What she found out is that unfortunately with the intrusive thoughts, normal people just have the thoughts and they just pass by, whilst I have also OCD and some other things. So she said with the OCD, unfortunately the thoughts come in and you start thinking about it and you overthink it, so it doesn't just go. So you have to work to basically make the OCD better, to the point that you know that the thought is coming and it's not gonna be one of those that gonna make you feel bad, as in physically feel bad like I do now. So we are working. Talking therapy is amazing. Couple of things I wanted to share with you. It was what to do if you're struggling at night in the evening to fall asleep, to sleep, to go to have a whole night, because for months and months and months I couldn't, and that really makes you poorly physically. If you cannot have a good night's sleep, you don't function properly. So I went to the pharmacist. I decided to stop my antidepressants. So we've done a gradual stop. You cannot stop them immediately because otherwise you are gonna go crazy. We've stopped them, and I went to the pharmacist and I spoke to them and I said, do you have anything that is natural, that won't cause me, but I won't be dependent to it, and that I can take without any problems to help me sleep? And they were amazing. So they have told me to start taking Ashwaganda. Now I do have, I think I'm gonna hide the brand. So this is the one I take. Ashwaganda 600 milligrams. You take one per day, preferably in the morning. And then they also gave me or advised me to take this one, which is night essence. I also take relaxing essence, and they're all natural. You can take 5 drops 3 times a day, and if it's really bad you can take it overnight as well. And what these do, they relax you, they calm you down, they calm your body. You're still having the overthinking, you're still having the panic attacks and all that sometimes, but when this starts kicking in, you feel more calm, so you feel more calm, which is amazing. It really helps, and it helps sleeping as well. One other thing is working or exercising during the day. Make sure that you tire yourself, even though it's hard, especially when you're a mother. You've got a lot of things to do. The first thing that gets tired is our brain, but try to get tired physically. Go for a walk, take the kids to the park, do something that tires you physically, and that also works. Have a hot shower at night before you go to bed. That works as a steaming room, a sauna. I know I had an assessment with a doctor that told me I should go to the sauna or to a steaming room in the evening, and in my mind I was like, where am I gonna leave my kids? If you want me to go to the sauna or steaming room, I'm not gonna be relaxing. I'm gonna have them outside the sauna or the steaming room, because nobody's gonna look after them. So that's the safest alternative. When the kids are asleep or they're ready for bed, they're in bed, go for a hot shower. Have a lot of steam coming out. That don't burn yourself. It doesn't have to be extremely boiling, but try to have a hot shower, and that also gives you this type of tranquility. There is some other things that you could do. There is this one, which is nice. It's a tea. Sleep is with linden and lavender, and you've got the twinnings, Twinnings, sorry. Well, you've got the pack with all of it, and you've got the sleep as well, and that suits you, that helps you sleeping. And that's it. That's it for me. Again, it doesn't always work for everyone. I wanted you to be you know, be honest or be understanding. It works for me. Sometimes it doesn't work for me. I just felt I needed to share it with you because there's loads of people out there which are going through the same struggles as me, and they've got nobody to talk to. They've got no help, no support from anyone. And the one thing that I've noticed when having intrusive thoughts, or when feeling like this, when being, you know, overwhelmed with everything, talking is the first thing. It can be anyone. Sometimes I talk to my mom. She's one of those angels sent from heaven. She does do my head in sometimes, like all moms, but I don't know what I would do without her. And honest to God, she's one of, you know, the first people I go to. She was worried at first, but she's been a massive help. There have been people I've opened up to, close people to me, which didn't believe me. They said that it was all in my head. It's not true. You're making it up, and that really doesn't help. So if you do get these people, try to distance yourself. Let them do their own thing. You don't have to stop the relationship. You don't have to stop speaking to them. Just let them do their own thing. Don't speak to them anymore, and try to find someone that would really understand you. As I said, there is always support. You can always speak to any helplines. I will add the all the numbers or the relevant informations in the comments, and I'm always here. I wouldn't say no if you wanted to have a chat. Any comments are welcome. And I really hope that this video helped you, and it's going to help you going forward. Okay, so I'm off to work now. You take care, have a wonderful day, and yeah, I hope everything that I've said was good and was helpful. Bye, take care, see you.